So if you're going through a breakup or you're going through tough times in your relationship and you're worried that your partner isn't attracted to you anymore, maybe your ex has even told you that they're not attracted to you. The problem is that there's a lot of advice online that is going to tell you that yes, your ex is secretly attracted to you and you just need to pull it out of them. In this video, I'm going to break down specifically why your ex-partner is not attracted to you, why that's a good thing, and what you can do with that information to rebuild the relationship. So right now, maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe you're going through a tough time in your relationship, your partner has said that they're not attracted to you, or you're just feeling that they're not attracted to you. The relationship is breaking down and drifting away. Like I said at the start of this video, there are a lot of people out there that are going to tell you that your ex is secretly hiding their attraction for other reasons. And they're going to tell you that there's quick tricks or strategies that you can do to trick them into feeling that spark with you again. The problem is that this is absolute bullshit. You know, relationships and breakups are not complicated. There's a video which I'll link to above, which actually talks about exactly how simple these things are. And when it comes to attraction, it's also very, very simple, right? The reason why your partner is not attracted to you or is wanting to break up with you is because you are not meeting certain needs within the relationship. They don't see the potential of the relationship with you right now. And the reason is that there are three elements of a relationship that are broken down. So you may have heard me speak about this before. When it comes to attraction and building a relationship, these elements are often damaged, and this leads to your partner not wanting to be in the relationship with you. So there is emotional safety, which is a safe space for you and your partner to talk about your feelings without negative consequences. This is essential for your partner to feel safe expressing their emotions and their vulnerabilities. When people fear judgment or dismissal, they start to withdraw emotionally. They build a protective wall around themselves, and this leads to a loss of attraction. This is the cornerstone of trust. So when it's a tough time in a relationship or a breakup, it means that this emotional safety is damaged, and this environment where your partner feels secure and valued has started to disappear. But there's another element, which is intellectual intimacy. So, you know, some relationships have emotional safety. They can feel like they can express themselves, but they don't feel like there's the real growth within the relationship. Intellectual intimacy is respect and process for building the relationship forward. So this is about being able to stimulate conversations that connect you both on a deeper level, and this enhances attraction. You know, no one wants to really be in a relationship where there's love, but there's nothing else going on. There's no stimulation. There's no respect or growth within individuals or within the relationship. So yes, if your partner has broken up with you, it means that this element of the attraction is not there. There's no stimulation, there's no growth. They don't see the potential of the relationship moving forward. Healthy relationships thrive on the ability to challenge one another intellectually. And if your partner doesn't feel that respect for you and doesn't feel like you're leading the relationship in the right direction in terms of that, then the attraction starts to die, right? They can love you, but they cannot be in love with you. They don't want to be in the relationship with you. This dynamic sparks a lot of passion and curiosity, and it keeps the relationship engaging. Sharing knowledge and learning together is crucial for building this intellectual intimacy. But then there's also goal synergy. And this is where a lot of people think that the breakdown in the relationship has started. You know, when they're like, well, we were going to be married together forever. We were going to have all of these goals together. What about them? But this is usually the first element to be destroyed and the last element that really is to be built. So goal synergy is when both partners have individual goals that are synergized together. So you have individual goals, but you synchronize them and synergize them so that they work together in tandem with each other. So this is whether it's career, family, or personal growth. This is a shared vision that strengthens attraction. So when you go through a breakup, this element of attraction, if it's been damaged, then it means that they don't see the synchronicity. They don't see the fusion of your two goals together. And again, this is an element of this attraction within the relationship. So the question is, what breaks these elements? Well, obviously I can't jump into everything here, so I'm going to give you a bit of a higher level view. But if you do want a deeper dive into this and more videos like this, then feel free to subscribe to my channel for new videos every single week. So what damages the three main elements of attraction? Well, thinking about emotional safety, the safe space to be able to express your feelings, your thoughts without any sort of negative consequences, right? This is the emotional connection between you and your partner. So things that damage the attraction is if you have emotional management issues, if you can't handle your emotions around the relationship, this is going to cause a lot of what we call emotional discords within the relationship. This is going to cause damage between you and your partner. This is going to cause you to take actions based on anger or performing actions out of spite, being controlling, manipulating your partner. This is emotional management issues. But there's also poor communication skills. So things like stonewalling, lying, raising your voice, invalidating. This damages emotional safety too. Communication skills are crucial within the relationship. And if you are poor at communicating, this is going to cause a lot more damage to the emotional safety side of the attraction. This is very unattractive if you can't even communicate about problems, right? But also something that's very unattractive is needing constant validation and reassurance. So for example, if you're asking your partner, do you love me? How do you feel about me? Do you still want to be with me? Do you want to be with anyone else? Or if you get jealous if your partner pays attention to somebody else, this is a constant need for validation and reassurance. And this damages emotional safety because it becomes a strain on your partner's emotions. It becomes something that they need to consciously be aware of all the time. You and your emotions and whether you're going to do okay. It means that they don't really have the space to be able to feel and express their emotions. But the other side of things, the logical side of things, is the intellectual intimacy. So this is also part of attraction. And like we said, it's a process for building and growing the relationship. So if you have very low standards, so this isn't just living standards, this is attitude towards life, this is work standards. This is not about being rich or poor, but this is about living deliberately and executing yourself as a partner to a very high standard. This is part of intellectual intimacy. If you're not growing or expanding yourself, so relationships can become stagnant over time. There always needs to be some sort of stimulation that's happening. Oftentimes people see things like marriage as the end point. They use it as an excuse to take their foot off the gas and stop growing, stop bringing new elements to the relationship, stop bringing new ideas, goals, dreams. And this kills the intellectual intimacy. This loses a lot of respect for you and also the relationship because it limits the growth of the relationship. And then there's poor process. So this is not learning from your own mistakes. This is not growing yourself and growing your process in doing things, in executing things within the relationship. If you have a poor process and you're constantly failing and not learning from those mistakes and trying to iterate on it, then this damages intellectual intimacy and is very unattractive. If you think about the successful people in the world, people who are rich and who have businesses and success, it's not the money and the ownership of things that is attractive, it's what they represent. All of those external things represent a very strong process. So this is why a lot of people respect rich people and successful people, is because they represent a very high standard of process, growth, and execution. That is very attractive in a partner. So again, it's not about being rich, but it's about having and building the process in order to build that respect and that intellectual intimacy. And then there's the goal synergy side of things. So this is if you have poor credibility. So for example, if you're executing to low standards, doing it once is, it's not too bad, but doing it more and more over time shows that you have a long-term process that is very damaged. This becomes very unattractive because you don't have a long-term goal synergy. You're showing signs that you are going to be unable to synchronize your goals along with your partner's goals at the same time. If you don't have any long-term vision about your future, if you don't have any sort of plan or steps into the long term, this starts to damage goal synergy. If you don't have a plan for yourself, then it's going to be almost impossible for you to have a plan for the relationship with your partner. So it's really important to stop building that long-term vision. That is something that is very, very attractive to people. So even though it may not synchronize right now with your partner, having that as an individual is very, very attractive. And lack of effort. If over time you're not putting in the effort and you're not being proactive with all of these things and getting ahead of these things, this starts to destroy the goal synergy because it shows that you are not building a long-term vision for yourself or for the relationship. These are some prime examples of what damages the three main elements of the relationships. So when it comes to your ex, they may have seen one, more, or all of these things along the way. And this has damaged these three main elements of the relationship. So when people online say your ex is attracted to you, you just need to pull it out of them. It's not true, because if your partner doesn't even see the potential in the relationship, then the attraction is definitely not there. The attraction is part of all of this. And when these discords build up, these elements get broken down and this destroys the attraction. But that doesn't mean the attraction can't be rebuilt. It's just understanding where the attraction is broken down in order for you to be able to start the growth in the right areas. And this is what a lot of my members spend the time focusing on, is finding and catching their blind spots in order to be able to overcome these discords to rebuild these three main elements. This is not some linear path. This is a path that needs to be worked on and iterated on as you go along. So it's important to have a step-by-step process in order to do this. And this is exactly what I built with my members, is a step-by-step process in order to rebuild these elements back. And if you do want to join us, then join me on my free relationship bootcamp. You'll learn the same steps and tools that all of my members have used to start turning their relationships around. Just click on the link in the description to grab your spot. Rebuilding attraction isn't going to be something that is quick and easy. It takes work, it takes time, and it takes the right effort. But luckily, reconciliation is a very simple process. Like I said, there's a lot of people that are going to overcomplicate this and give you this false idea of complexity, but it is very simple. So I'll leave you with this deep dive video on the simplicity of repairing your relationship, and I will see you over there.